was always monitoring, some form of monitoring within our space. Like if you look back at the DAO hack, right? People realized it was a hack because they were watching for on-chain transactions. And we're going back in time to 2016. They may not have caught the exploit just as it happened, but they realized soon enough that something is amiss. So I would say up to maybe a year ago, most of the monitoring was done by volunteers. They were just watching the chain. Something
It's
is
kind
weird.
of
And
open source. Sorry to interrupt, but now I think about it, it's like an open source SOC, because if you have a SOC in a company, it's only a small certain team that have access to these logs and to the SIEM operating system. But because we are talking about blockchains, the blockchain is open, the blockchain explorers are open to everyone, and you have people that are in stake because they have money in the protocol or they hold the protocol token. So it's their incentive to go and analyze the transactions. And so we have like, it's actually an advantage of Web3 security on top of Web2 security. We have SOC volunteers, like you describe it. It's cool. I didn't think about it.
exactly. So everything is on chain. People are watching. People don't want to lose their investments. So they're very interested in setting up alerts and maybe custom scripts to see if something is strange happening. What we've seen about maybe like a couple years back, again, we're very audit focused, very consulting audit focused. So you have companies like PeckShield, BlockSec, and Slowmist, and on. There's like the big ones that they got really good at catching live exploits. So and for them, it's really beneficial because it drives business, right? Like if they are the first ones to catch a vulnerability and publish a nice analysis of what the issue is, it drives business, consulting business toward them to say like, hey, like I trust these guys and they seem to be in the know.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, so their primary motivator is they're monitoring as a very good sourcing for future clients. And that model works. I mean, projects get notified sooner rather than later. As good as volunteers are, they probably have varying degrees of expertise and tooling and capabilities. So it's good that we have more professional entities who are fully dedicated to this. I pointed out a while back, like, I mean, PeckShield especially, they just consistently catch these hacks. Like, I don't know how many people and what tools they have monitoring. I mean, they probably have like a whale watch for, I guess, hacks sitting there. And I mean, they must have someone on it 24/7 to analyze, because there's also going to be a lot of noise to go through to find the real compromise.
Yeah, and the way they notify the project is usually public through Twitter, because it's going to bring the most amount of engagement. Hey, you might want to take a look. You know, it's like under the belt, but
that's a whole other debate. Is it under the belt if it's already available to everyone? I mean, are they serving as kind of like one aspect of it is, yeah, like suddenly all the investors can see that the project is hacked and it's going to move assets. But does it remove like some kind of insider action or someone who is better at analyzing? Is there like some kind of arbitrage opportunity for someone who constantly watches for hacks, but privately, and then trades on that information? So you can say that by releasing it to the public, or at least raising awareness that there's an issue without being specific or helping other attackers, copycat attackers, may be a good action. But I'm open to more public announcements, maybe minus additional details so that others don't jump in. But yeah, those are, I mean, an aspect to consider. It's a market moving action to say a protocol is compromised, and you have to be very, very careful about those announcements, because what if you're wrong and suddenly you move the market?
What if you're wrong? What if your information can help other black hats or front runners to steal more money? We saw the Nomad Bridge hack. That was the first decentralized hack, right? There was the vulnerability with this kind of Merkle tree proof. And then people just resubmitted transactions and extracted more funds from the bridge. We had the BlockSec recent saga on Twitter where they also said something. I don't remember which hack was it, but yeah, there are a lot of questions, like ethical questions to ask there.
Yeah, but the truth is, that this phenomenon of people piling on is not new. Like I've been tracking actors and I had this investigation recently. It's like, was this person involved in every big hack in the last year? And I went on this whole investigation. It's like, oh my God, I found the mastermind.
But isn't it like usually front running bots or general front runners, MEV
No,
bots?
that was definitely a manual. There was a person who is watching for major compromises, and then as they happen, they manually
Try to
submit,
replicate.
replay. They redeploy the same contracts. They try to replicate, and they've been doing this for years.
And do
And
they
I thought,
succeed? What is the success rate? What is the success rate of this person
I would say
or
like
group or whatever?
they worth their time. I would say a lot of hacks they obviously don't work by simply replaying it, or the money's already gone or drained. But I would say 20% of their attempts are successful, which is maybe
Yeah.
worth their time.
Yeah, and
And
it's a
then of
lot of
course you have
money. So
automated bots. That's a whole other
it's all
dimension. You
other
have bots.
topic and question, and which
Oh,
connects also
that's
to white hat hacks that happen. And we know some white hat hackers that try to rescue funds, and then there are other MEV bots that were able to rescue the funds before them, and then the funds are gone. So even if you are a white hat hacker and you're trying to rescue funds from a protocol because you found a vulnerability, you might probably you get front run, right? You have so many sophisticated generalized front runners, MEV bots that can just replicate your transaction, deploy your smart contract, and steal the funds before you do, because they have access to nodes, to validators. They are much faster than you are, whatever you are doing. Even if you're using flashbots, you might be good, but in other EVM chains, it's not always available.